The following episode of the Cabernet Chronicles is rated TVMA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. Viewer discretion is advised. Additionally, this episode discusses sensitive topics. Some listeners may find this content distressing. Please proceed with caution.
Oh, countdown.
Boo-doo-doo. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Boo-doo-doo.
We're living together.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, at least we're still laughing.
Yeah, that's true. Haven't gotten rid of you yet. Ah, hello and welcome to Cabernet Chronicles. Mm. Hello and welcome to Cabernet Chronicles. I'm Amy Lynn.
And I'm the Peanut Gallery, Donnie.
And this is a podcast that I tell some up stories and things, and sometimes we laugh. Sometimes Donnie says super inappropriate
Sometimes
things that
Donnie
we have to
almost
cut
gets
out.
swatted at.
And then we have to do a lot of editing for it later. And then he'll say no. Yes. So today I want to tell you the story of a Italian feminist icon. Her name is Franca Viola, and she is the first woman in Italy to publicly refuse a rehabilitation marriage, which is where a woman is forced to marry her rapist in order not to be ruined, and the rapist then doesn't get prosecuted.
Ooh,
Yeah, so that's the right reaction to that.
dirty.
Yes.
Hmm.
And, you know, with things happening in America today, especially, I'm like, all right, we should talk about these things now. Franca was born January 9th, 1948 in Alcamo, Sicily, Italy, to Bernardo Viola and Vita Ferra. In 1963, at the age of 15, she was engaged to a man named Filippo Medano. Oh, no. Filippo? Yes. Hold on.
Modano?
Meldania.
Meldania.
There we go. There. See, you can do it better. All right. Meldania, right?
Meldania.
Okay. In 1963, at the age of 15, Franca was engaged to... Oh, no. What was the first one?
Alcamo?
No.
Oh.
Madonna, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen the spelling of it. I don't know what's happening here. Alcamo, Sicily, Bernardo Viola. Okay, where's that? Melodia. Filippo Melodia.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Filippo Melodia.
Melodia. It's like melody, but
Okay.
Melodia.
All right. Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
So in 1963, at the age of 15, Franca was engaged to a man named Filippo Meldania.
Melodia.
Dang it. Yeah. Melodia. Okay, sorry. It's going to take me 900 years just to be able to fucking do this. I need to have it this way because it's...
A little more wine for you. Something.
Yeah, more wine.
You're thinking too much.
I know, I'm thinking way too much about it. Okay. Let's try it again. I'm only on the third line. Okay. Meldonia.
Melodia.
Melodia.
Right? Like melody, but
Yeah,
melodia.
okay, like melody. Melodia. And Filippo Melodia. Okay.
Maybe not.
All right. In 1963, at age 15, Franca was engaged to Filippo Meldon. Oh my God, I did it again. Why can't I?
Have you ever seen the Yu-Gi-Oh clip where he's like, Exodia?
Exodia. Melodia. 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 Oh my God.
Should
Okay.
have a wand for this.
I'm gonna fucking do it. Melodia. Yeah, with Filippo Melodia. Actually, that actually kind of worked. All right.
Just need to think of everything as a spell. From
Yes.
Harry Potter.
In 1963, at the age of 15, Franca was engaged to Filippo Meldonia. Melodia! Fuck! I did it again! Melodia, right?
Yeah, Melodia.
Melodia. Melodia.
Melodia.
Melodia. Okay. All right. Oh, ow.
Isn't that the knee
Okay.
you just got done banging up?
No, yes. Yes, it is.
Like, spell it out phonetically.
It is, though.
But the muscle memory of like writing
Yeah. Melodia. Melodia.
Melodia.
Melodia.
Melodia.
Melodia.
Came in kind of like
Melodia.
Mhm.
Melodia. All right. Whew.
Off to a
Okay.
good start.
I'm only on the third line. Okay. In 1963, at the age of 15, Franca was engaged to Filippo Meldodia. Melodia! God damn!
So close! Alright, try it again. Alright, just do it. Start from the very top.
Okay, that's a
Malo.
Melodia.
And then D.
Melodia.
For the record, the whole tapping the board against your head got to finally show the graphic on the back of it.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay.
Take 17.
Take 2 hours later. 2 hours later. All right. In 1963, at the age of 15, Franca was engaged to Filippo Melodia. Melodia, who was 23 at the time. I did it.
We made it!
Woo! What the listeners don't realize is that took me a really long time to finally get. All right. So, Filippo Melodia.
Hey, now she got it.
Melodia. Now I got it. All right. So Melodia was actually the nephew of a prominent mafia member,
Ooh.
and he ended up being arrested for theft.
Mhm.
So Franca's father asked her to end the engagement with him. So she did. Now, Melodia,
Buddy.
I did it again now. Meow, meow.
You said
Meow, meow,
Melodia.
meow. I know, but I'm saying I did it.
I
I did it. But also then I went meow meow. Melodia went to Germany, but then returned in 1965, finding Franca engaged to another man. So now she's 17. She's now engaged to another man.
See, this was my comment on the last episode. I was like, do the math on that. People were getting married at like 17. Which
Yeah.
It was legit. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean, it's that time
yeah.
when people got married
Getting weird.
at like way too stupid young.
Yeah.
So, well, he didn't like this very much. And so Melodia began stalking Franca and even threatened her father and her new fiance.
Yee.
So remember, this guy has mafia ties. And meow. So Melodia has mafia ties and he threatened her father and her new fiance. And when that didn't work, he vowed that he would marry her whether she wanted it or not.
Wow, that's the great start to a marriage.
Yes.
I don't care what you want. I'm going to take what I want.
Oh, it gets worse.
Great.
Ready? On the early hours of December 26, 1965, Melodia and 12 armed companions broke into the Viola farmhouse, beating Vita, her mother, and kidnapping
Jesus.
Franca. Franca's 8-year-old brother.
The woman. At least beat the dude. The fuck?
Yeah, it sounds like her dad Bernardo wasn't home at the time when this happened. Yeah, so or he was like out in the field because they had a vineyard. But Franca's 8-year-old brother Mariano tried to save her by holding on to her leg and refusing to let go. So they actually kidnapped him as well.
Oh God.
So he's thrown in the car with her. He's trying to save her life, holding on to her leg, not letting them go. And what they did is they drove around for a little bit and then dropped Mariano off a few hours later on the side of the road. But he held Franca hostage for 8 days in his sister's farmhouse on the outskirts of town.
Yikes.
Yeah, where he actually repeatedly raped her and told her that he would that now she would be forced to marry him because she would be a dishonored woman. And she told him she would never marry him. She was like, I will never marry you. I don't care if I'm dishonored. I will never marry you. On December 31st, 1965, Melodia contacted her father for an appeasement. So like striking a deal between the families of a man and a woman who elope.
Ugh.
Yeah. And so he had told Bernardo that she actually fled with him to elope and that he didn't kidnap her. Even though, they beat her mom. They kidnapped her brother too because he refused to let go of her.
Yeah. Oof.
And Bernardo, though, he was really smart about it. He pretended to negotiate and agree with the elopement and the marriage, but really he was working with the police.
There you go.
And so
nice.
Franca was freed and her kidnappers were arrested on January 2nd, 1966, 7 days before her 18th birthday.
Oof.
Now, Melodia offered Franca a so-called rehabilitation marriage. And that's where, again, he doesn't get charged with rape if she marries him. But now also she's not a ruined woman because at the time, especially in that part of Sicily, it was the worst thing for a woman to be was not a virgin anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But like
but not in a marriage.
Yeah, so he offered her that, but she refused, and her father supported it. So he was expecting the father to just force her to marry him too. And so that didn't work. And this was very against Sicilian society at the time. And the choice would make her a, quote, woman without honor, or literally like a shameless woman. Because she lost her virginity.
Wear that shit like
but
a badge.
Remained, unwed. So this wasn't exclusive to Sicily, though. This was actually written in the Italian Penal Code at the time, Article 544, which equated rape as a crime against morality instead of a crime against a person.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like law then, and it was formalized. The idea of the rehabilitation marriage, so stating that a rapist who marries his victim would have his crime automatically expunged, which is so fucking gross.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, absolutely not. And this was the law in Italy at the time in 1965, 1966. So
that wasn't even that long ago. Jesus.
No, it really wasn't. It wasn't that long ago at all.
Yikes.
And it was still the law in Italy for a while after this, too.
Sketch.
In fact, it didn't stop being a law until 1981. So the year you were born.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
So after Franca's refusal to wed Meldonia. Oh my God, I just fucked up now. I was on a roll with saying it really good.
Melodia.
Okay. So after Franca's refusal to wed Melodia, her and her family were actually harassed and ostracized by the townspeople. And it was so bad that their barn and their vineyard was actually burned down. Although they're not sure if it was some of the mafia
Probably the mafia
ties
force.
that,
Yeah, I'm sure.
Melodia had or not. So
Probably put money on that.
yeah, but they don't know who did it. So allegedly, most likely the mafia. um, and it was really just to intimidate her and her family
Sure.
from not pressing charges.
Yeah.
So
did they actually press charges?
yes, they did.
Ah.
They pressed charges, and this and the trial. So how much like their barn was burned down, the vineyard was also burned, all this happening, but then around the trial there was a ton of media attention that even the parliament got involved because the penal code at the time was at odds with public opinion. So everyone was like, this is so fucked up, but also overnight she became like a hero among women.
Yeah.
To stand up and be like, no, I'm not going to marry my rapist.
Yeah.
But in her hometown, she was being harassed and ostracized.
Well, sure.
And it was like a whole.
But it's local folks that don't.
Yeah.
have
There are pictures of her
global awareness.
literally after being rescued, talking to police, and she's just sitting there with her hand like, just like, you can tell she's so fucking tired. And she's just like, these police officers are so fucking, because they were trying to get her to marry him. Even some of the police
they were
officers
pushing.
were. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's bullshit.
Yeah, she was like, I'm not marrying this guy.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, no, this is not happening. So it goes to trial. It's a huge media storm. It becomes an international huge story. And Melodia's lawyers had the gall to claim that Franca had consented to and had fled voluntarily, and they actually got married secretly rather than being kidnapped.
Someone should have taken pictures of the mother.
Oh, but also remember, the little brother
Yeah.
wouldn't let go of her,
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
kidnapped him too. Like,
Now
if
you
she
have another
freely
witness.
went, they wouldn't have had to break into the house.
Yeah.
12 men broke into the house
Bust up the
armed,
mom and kidnap 2 people.
and then like had to kidnap her little brother because he wouldn't let go of her.
Yeah.
So yeah, no one fucking believed it. There's a whole thing. Melodia was found guilty and sentenced to 11 years in prison,
Nice.
but it was later reduced to 10 years with a 2-year compulsory residence in Medina for his mafia ties. So basically he was put in jail for 10 years, but then told he can't come back to Sicily for 2 years after that because of his mafia ties, not because he, raped her and kidnapped someone, but because of the mafia ties is actually why he got basically got exiled there for a little bit.
Kangaroo court.
Yeah. And so 5 of his friends, so there were 12 armed men that came to the house, they were acquitted. 7 of them only received 4 years for the kidnapping. Yeah. So Madonia was released from prison in 1970. Oh yeah, fuck. I said it wrong again. Melodia. It's a me, Melodia. So Melodia was released from prison in 1976, and he was killed on April 13th, 1978 in a mafia-style execution before he was allowed to return to Sicily. So remember, like, so in the end, like, he got what he deserved.
Right. So was it, is there any backstory on how and why he got murdered? Like, was he in somebody else's territory because he couldn't go back to his own space?
No. So the only things that I could really find was just like he already had those mafia connections.
Yep.
And then he got executed. So what I'm speculating is that he became too much of a problem for the mafia with all the attention he got, like everyone that knew him.
Yeah.
And
like,
so
look, you execute this very cleanly. So now we're going to execute you really cleanly.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, so during the trial, though, too, like the media was also super fucked up and mean to Franca. So they were saying things like she would live as a spinster for the rest of her life. One of the headlines was the woman that has no male callers. Like they would say no man would ever love her because she's dishonored. Like so fucked up. Super fucked up. However, she married Giuseppe Russi, which was the man she was actually engaged to at first,
Hey.
when she was 21 in 1968.
Mhm.
However, even with all that happening, when they went for their marriage license, he had to get a gun, and he got a gun permit because they were getting threats, and he was worried about his life and Franca's life.
Mhm.
Which is so fucked up to think that you are marrying someone you love and other people are like giving you fucking death threats that you feel you have to go get a gun for. Yes. Yeah, but it's also for something as horrible. She got kidnapped and then held hostage for 8 days and raped repeatedly, and somehow it's her fault in this like media.
That's actually pretty amazing. So wait, did she not have a kid off of any of that? Like
No.
talk about a good timing,
Yeah.
right? Because that would make things exponentially more miserable.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because abortion was definitely not legal then either. So
Yeah. Well, did they even have the technology back then?
yes,
How far back does that go?
abortions have been happening since like the 1700s.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah, I mean they're not always been safe.
Well,
They've
yeah,
definitely like a lot of women have died.
Yeah. But I mean, like clinical, like safe,
Yeah.
clinical. We administer this because we know it needs to happen.
I mean, it was around and they knew what to happen, but it wasn't legal, so it was still back alley kind of stuff then too. So it was dangerous to do that as well back then, which we don't want to go back to.
Right.
Did
she ever have kids?
Yes, but not his kid. Don't worry.
No. The new guy. The
yes.
same guy.
Okay, so
the continuation of
Giuseppe.
the guy. Yes. Thank you.
So Giuseppe and Franca, they actually, when they announced their marriage, both the Italian president at the time and the Pope Paul VI publicly expressed their appreciation for Franca Viola's courage and they had solidarity with the couple. The president actually sent a wedding gift.
Ours?
No, the Italian president.
Okay.
The Italian president sent a wedding gift to them, and then the Pope actually received them in a private audience after they were wed, which is like a super big deal to happen. Obviously,
any interaction with the Pope where they give you any attention,
but that really like helps cement that what she did was right, and what she did was like, and he publicly basically through that action said she's a victim. She's still like pure in the eyes of God.
Incorrect.
It was it was the other guy that was bad, not her. After they married and everything, they then Franca and Giuseppe went on to have 3 children, 2 sons and 1 daughter, and they actually still live in Alcamo. But you asked earlier, you're like, wait, that wasn't that long ago that this all happened. And it's like, yeah. So the law where the victim was basically made to marry their rapist and that the rapist wouldn't get prosecuted for it, that wasn't abolished until 1981. And then also sexual violence became a crime against a person instead of a public morality, because that's what it was before, in only 1996 in Italy.
Ooh, yikes. 1996. That's
yes. But so now it is actually a crime against a person now. So that's good.
Well, they caught up with the rest of the world finally.
Yes. But, some of us are starting to backslide, it seems.
Yep. A little bit.
But that's like the aftermath of Franca Viola, because now she's a advocate in Italy, especially, and she is a accidental feminist icon, but has used her own experience to help change not only just the laws in Italy, but the society as well and the public perception. And
Oof.
yeah, that's the story of Franca Viola.
It's a miserable experience, and at the
Yeah.
same time, very necessary.
Yeah. I mean, it's awful that she had to go through that, but it's also like the amount of courage to have at 17 to say, absolutely not. I will go through all the shit that I got to go through in order to not be married to my rapist. But it also just shows that, you know, it wasn't that long ago that shit was happening like this. And it's still something that we could end up happening again. And we got to hopefully not have that happen.
Well, the good news is if it backslides in America, there's a lot of guns here. So
That's true, actually. That is true.
there's a
So-
what was the some Japanese general is like there's a gun behind every blade of grass.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So yeah, it's the consequences are a little more dire here.
Yes. So, yeah, but that's the story of
Not that I'm promoting violence, just saying no one
defend yourself.
Defend oneself. Yes, you should not have to go through
Defend
that sort of
yourself,
thing.
and no means no.
Yes, in the most legal fashion.
Yes. No means no.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So that is the amazing story of feminist Italian icon Franca Viola. Thank you so much for coming and being here with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.